Hi, I'm Lane on Bass. Welcome back to the kitchen. Now, it's been cold, it's been rainy today, so that means comfort food for me. And since I'm 7th generation out of Texas on both sides of my family, chicken fried steak is a major comfort food, especially when you serve it with a lot of cream gravy, you know. So come on along, let's have some fun. Let's do some Texas-style chicken fried steak. There's a couple of steps to doing a good chicken fried steak. The first is getting your flour ready. Now, I've got a couple of cups in there, so I'm going to put 2 pinches of salt. You can use black pepper or white pepper or a combination. I'm going to use black today. I don't need to use a whole lot because I'm going to come back behind that on some stuff. Next, I'm going to use some cayenne pepper. Remember, I'm from Texas. I'm also going to use just a little bit of paprika. Some garlic powder. Some onion powder. And finally, just a little bit of cumin. Notice how it's mostly peppers, right? Okay. I'm going to blend that through. Okay, and we'll set that aside. Now, the egg. 1 large egg. Let it sit at room temperature for just a bit. And then a 1/4 cup of milk. Again at room temperature. Now, let's get set up for dipping. What I've got here are some venison cube steaks. I was lucky enough that a friend had some that he didn't want. Gave them to me, and I love venison. And you can do just about anything with venison you can do with beef. Today I'm going to do chicken fried steak. So, we pat them dry, and then dip them in the flour and get them good and coated now. Don't be afraid of this. It's important. And yes, your fingers are going to get messy. That's why God created soap and water. Alright, so nice and covered into the egg and milk mixture and back into the flour again. This time just cover it up. Press it all in there. Now, most recipes are going to tell you to stop there. You know me. We always got to go the extra step. So I'm going to do this all over again because I want to make sure I have a good solid coating on each piece. Keep pressing in. Make sure you get it well coated or you're not going to have what you're expecting. Okay, there's one. I'm going to finish up the others and I'll see you over at the frying pan. Now to do this right, your oil needs to be at about 375, and those of you that have dealt with hot oil before, you know that's going to be popping. So I've got my little cover here ready to go, and this is where you have to be really quick. Take a fork and into that side, into that side. Look, you see it spilled a little. Now I'm going to put that on top to protect myself. I'm going to let that run for a couple of minutes. I'm looking for it to get nice and golden brown before I take it out. I'm going to check this real quick. Ooh, looking pretty good. Oh man, look at that. That's what you're going for right there. And back the top goes. I'm going to check this real quick. Oh yeah. So these two go off to a paper towel to drain. And I'm going to finish up my last one. As soon as I get done with that, I'll show you how to make the gravy. While this is cooking, let me point out that if you want to make sure it's fully well done, what you do is set your oven for about 225, and when you put your chicken fried steaks on the plate to drain, put that in the oven and let them sit there while you finish up the other steaks and while you make the gravy. I've taken everything but about 2 tablespoons of the oil out. I left as many of the drippings in there as I could, and I've brought it back up to temperature. Now what I'm going to do is stir in a 1/4 cup of flour, because I'm going to make a lot of gravy. Now this is going to brown up pretty quick, you can see, because the other stuff that was in the pan was already very brown. Now I'm going to start stirring in a little milk. Start out with, we just want a little, maybe a little more. Oh yeah, that'll work. Now for that 1/4 cup of flour, I'm using 2 cups of milk. Come on out of there. Keep that whisk moving all the time, except when you're adding your milk. You can see that by keeping the whisk moving, I've managed to get through this with virtually no lumps at all. And you see that there's a little bit of color to the gravy. Now, if you want that pure white cream gravy, you're going to need to do that in a different pan and not use any of the pan drippings. But I love that extra flavor that the pan drippings give, so I go ahead and use that. So I'm just going to let it go for another minute or two until it comes to a boil. And then I'm going to take it off the heat. And when we come back, we'll plate everything up. Alrighty. You'll see that I don't have mashed potatoes on the plate. I have rice. And that's another really good thing you can have with these. And I'm going to put 1. And I'm hungry today, so I'm going to put 2. Now it's time for some gravy over everything. far as I'm concerned, you can't have too much gravy on this, which is why I have that bowl there for my extra. Okay, just a little pinch of salt over everything, and just for color, just a little bit of finely ground black pepper, and I do mean finely ground. And we're ready for some eating. So there you go, Texas style chicken fried steak. And I'll tell you what, if that doesn't make you hungry, I want you to do me a favor, check your pulse real quick, make sure you're still with us, okay? Y'all enjoy that. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how it went when you made it, all right? I look forward to seeing you again soon. I'm Lane on Base. Keep thumping.